Hi, Zep. Thanks for helping my project.
Hey Nathan, no problem.
Could you say a little bit about yourself?
My name is Zeb Zaitchik. I'm from the Houston area and currently a airline transport pilot for my profession.
That's awesome. What got you into flying?
It's always been a passion of mine. I would say my earliest inspiration probably came from my father as a professional pilot as well. Inspired me and took me on trips when I was younger. I developed a love for it, and then once I was old enough to do it on my own, I knew that's what I wanted to do.
That is pretty awesome. Did you ever think about becoming an astronaut?
Was a dream of mine. I think it's been mostly a lot of kids' dreams when they're younger. Didn't pan out to be the direction that I went, but still something that I dream about and think about today.
And did you know that NASA's planning to send astronauts back to the moon?
I have heard. It's pretty exciting, actually.
And whenever you think about where it might lead us 200 years in the future, do you think we have people having dinner on the moon and Mars like we're here on Earth, or do you think we're still just making these little short trips in 200 years?
I think that the potential is limitless. Who knows where we would be in 200 years, especially with the advances we've had in the last 100 years. You think about 100 years ago from now, would people have ever dreamed that we could send a video to somebody from the US to New Zealand or China or Europe in a matter of seconds, or even be able to send messages or talk to people the way we do, have the computer available to us in our hand? I think that was an unthinkable achievement back then. A lot of people probably didn't even consider. So with that progress that we've made in 100 years, there's no telling what kind of progress we can make in 200 years.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing thing about 150 years ago, we didn't even have the ability to record sound.
Correct.
And now we do it all the time without thinking about it.
Right, like it's just something that we don't even, like you said, we don't think about it, just like it's natural now.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to imagine a time when you couldn't just play something back.
Right, and I mean, even my generation, I remember, no one had a cell phone. I remember the pagers. I remember like the landlines and I remember the rotary phones even, like my grandparents had. Now it's like the whole generation would never even consider or even know what that is to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's like the save icon on a lot of apps is still like the 3.5-inch floppy drives.
Right.
I think that's kind of lost. People are like, yeah, that weird way, it must be Egyptian,
Right,
hieroglyphics
exactly.
with like save.
Right.
So if you could, you would take a trip to space?
I would.
How far would you go?
I would actually be interested in Mars.
Just to visit, or would you like consider colonizing Mars?
I'd like to come back.
You'd like to come back?
Yeah, I'd like to come back. Maybe go back and forth if I'd be able to.
That makes sense. Well, Zeb, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Hey Nathan, no problem. Thank you for having me.